Hey everyone. I think this is kind of fitting. I'm gonna be all peace. We're gonna do messaging part 1. I know it's kind of random. I didn't actually tell you. See, I gotta fix my hair under my flowers. Oh, my flowers are so cute. My flowers are so cute. Okay, let me take this filter off. Let's take it off. Bam. Okay. So, hello. Sorry, I was playing with flowers on my head. That was fun. So, we're going to do messaging part 1. I'm going to be coming in multiple times this week to train on messaging and how to reach out to people and use your messenger to your benefit. As you hop in, let me know that you are watching and that you're here. And if somebody would love to go ahead and invite everybody, that's great. Adam. So, how many of y'all saw the post about what I'm going to be training on this week? How many of you saw that? Throw me up some hearts if you saw it. How many of you are excited about learning about messaging? Anybody excited? You know what? I'm probably not going to get comments again. Let's see. Y'all comment. Let's see if it's probably not going to show comments. I really am not happy with Facebook and groups right now because I can't see anything. So anyways, I may not be able to see your comments, but if you're excited, I'm excited too. Look, I have used Messenger to my benefit significantly. We're going to talk about branding and attraction marketing again, but in a little more detail in a few weeks. But this messaging is really part of it. It really pulls it over and kind of makes everything work together. So the first thing that I want to cover with messaging, and I didn't really put a title because I haven't figured out what parts I'm going to get to, kind of time I have allotted, but I want to touch on how to reach out to someone that you've already spammed in the past. How many of y'all have spammed people before? You're with another company, maybe spam the heck out of them. We're going to talk about how to reach out to them. I want to talk to you about your attitude, and I want to talk to you about some things that you can do when you initially start a conversation with somebody new. So that's kind of where we're going to start. So the first thing is, let's talk about reaching out to someone that you have like spammed in the past. So maybe you were with another company that you always asked about kidnappers or getting their information for a free this or a drawing or whatever. And so you have reached out to them, you've spammed the heck out of them. They got to the point where they were ignoring you, they didn't want to talk to you. Those kind of people, okay? If you reach back out to them, you need to be vulnerable, okay? You need to be vulnerable. You need to apologize. You need to just tell them that you learned a better way, that you're not that person anymore, or that you learned a few things since then. I know if I go back, I see some people that I messaged and it was like 2015. I'm thinking, oh, good Lord, like that was awful. Oh my goodness. And how do you come back from that, right? You come back from it by saying, man, I am so sorry that I sent that. And I usually laugh at myself. Do you see that message above? What the heck was I thinking? I have learned so much since then. Okay, guys who are just hopping in, I don't see comments, but please comment. I'll come back and look at them afterwards. So be vulnerable, laugh at yourself, apologize. So some things that you can do: laugh at yourself, apologize, be vulnerable, be transparent, and create the relationship again. So if you do that, you're opening up. You're opening that for future conversation. You're not going to change that and then automatically start talking to them about red aspen. You're not going to change that and automatically start talking to them about lashes. But you are going to change that to immediately shift their perspective of you. You are putting yourself back in authoritative position because you have spammed them so much. Remember the little, like, you're the big guy and the little guy? Well, you're the little guy right now because you're the nobody who they just keep right off their shoulder because they're like, stop messaging me. Like, you're a loser. Like, stop it. And instead, you're not that little bitty guy anymore. You've postured yourself back to have the integrity and be the authority. So I want to know who struggles with talking to people about their products and business. Anybody? Drop me a 1 below if you struggle with talking to people about your products and your business, which is our lashes and red aspen. Struggle with that. Are you afraid to be rejected? Are you afraid to be rejected? Number 2, I want you to put a 2 below if you're afraid of rejection. Are you afraid that you're going to get shot down? Is it fear that's holding you back? Any yes to those, put a number 2 below. Okay, what about, are you stuck not knowing what you need to do? Not knowing how? Not having the right tools, not the instructions, just like, okay, so I'm not scared, but I don't know what to do. Give me a number 3. I want to know where everybody is. So I know I can't see the comments, but I can go back and look and see kind of where everybody is. So you now know how to position yourself. Hey, Nicole, thanks for hopping in, girl. You now know how to position yourself with people that you've reached out before and you spammed, right? So you know kind of how to get that back. So another thing, and get that authority back. Another thing that I want to cover is how you're approaching your conversation. You've got to have an attitude of servitude. Attitude of servitude. I want you to comment that below. Attitude of servitude. Okay? That is your mindset. Every time you message someone needs to be an attitude of servitude. Let's sing it. Attitude of servitude. Get it in your head. Attitude of servitude. Okay? You've got to know that you are looking to see what it is you can do for them. You've got to see those doors open that you can talk to them about the lashes, talk to them about the company, talk to them about something, okay? You've got to keep those opportunities open. So I want you, and we're going to come back to mindset and talk about that pretty much almost every time we do this, but you've got to have that attitude of servitude. With a mindset that you're selling products and focusing on making money, you're going to forget about actually building a relationship, right? I'll say that again. With a mindset of selling products and focusing on making money, we tend to forget that we're actually supposed to be building a relationship. I know that's hard. I take a deep breath because it's very difficult. We want to get to the top. We want these people to buy the lashes. We want them to join us. We don't have time for a relationship. If you're a red, you don't have time. If you're a green, you're so antisocial, you don't want it. Like, I get it. And then the blues, they're like, relationships! They're all excited. Where's the champagne? Let's have a party. And the yellows are like, oh, I love my friends. I get it. We all have different personalities. But you've got to get away from the selling and the making the money and work on having that relationship, that conversation going. So the whole time you're talking to them, you want to think about, how can I serve them? What can I do to help them? I'm a servant. What do I do? Okay? So I want you to stop telling people about your product. Stop telling people about your company, which is Art Lashes and Red Aspen. And I want you to start asking questions. Okay. Now, here's a little funny story. So this is like, stop telling people what you have and things like that, and learn more about them and learn how to ask questions. 2 notes on this is, remember that people love to talk about themselves. Oh yes, they do. And stop word vomiting all over them. Okay? Stop it. It's all over your messages, all over your news feed. Stop word vomiting. Here's the thing. It's a funny story. And it may even be somebody on this team that has received a message like this. What I'm fixing to show you and tell you, it's a proven formula that works. Reaching out and talking to someone that you just add on Facebook and that sort of thing. I was learning in my first few years of having like somebody help me and train me and teach me. I was learning how to reach out better in a different manner. And as I was doing that, I decided that, you want to introduce yourself and you want to tell them about yourself. You want to talk to them, right? And so I started sending out these messages to people, and it was like, hey, I'll use Jessie. She's one of the last ones that shows on here. Hey, Jessie, I'm Jennifer, and it's so nice to meet you, whatever. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. And although I wouldn't necessarily say the company or anything, what I did was I was like, I'm a mom, I have 4 kids, I have a foreign exchange student. This is back when I had a foreign exchange student. You know, I had, we have this, we have that. And by the time I sent the message is like long. When someone's opening that, do you really think that they're wanting to read it? Probably not. So I learned quickly that it was the wrong approach. Did I have people respond to me? Yes. Did I have people be nice to me? Yes. But it wasn't the right approach. You want to be looking for those questions. And you also want to let them talk about themselves. Okay. There's some companies out there that are really good at this. And there's one in particular, sorry, I'm Justin. I love the way they handle themselves, but then I don't, because they do this in a way that they really posture themselves, and they're one of you, I know one for sure has been with this company, so you'll know what I'm talking about. But they are very good at getting in your inbox and very good at continuing a conversation. The issue I have with them, though, is that they've learned from the best of the best. And their practices are not to mention the company name, not to mention the products, not to mention anything. So if you're having a conversation with this person and you're like, Lacey's asking me, where do I live, and what company are you with? How long have you been with them? And I'm answering all these questions, and I turn around and I say, how long have you been with X, Y, or Z? Because I know they're with them. Maybe you don't. Maybe you said, who are you with? They won't tell you. They don't want to talk about it because they've shifted so far. So I don't want you to get to that. I'm telling you that because I don't want you to get to that extent, okay? Let's not go that far left. Still talk to them, but have an attitude of servitude and stop telling them. Get them to ask questions. Be good about the questions. So a formula that works well, and this is where I'm going to kind of tell you about this formula and give you a couple tasks to do, and then we're going to be done for today, but it will be another probably 5-10 minutes. When you first add somebody on Facebook or someone adds you and you accept it, I want you to message them immediately. Some people say, don't do that, go comment, engage. Okay, whatever. I want to do it immediately. If I'm going to add you to my network, I want to do it. And when I don't do it, like I haven't done it the last couple times, and I actually get overwhelmed or frustrated because I'm like, I need to message these people. I keep kicking my table. I need to message these people because I know I have this routine. This is what I do. So I want you to message them. If they send you a friend request and you accept it, I want you to send them a message and say, thank you, whichever way it is. You could say, you always say their name. Never say, hey girl. Never say, hey girl. Oh my gosh. Never say, hey girl. Never ever do the whole how many of you have done the whole, hey girl, we're running for this contest. Hey girl. No, don't do that. No. No, hey gorgeous. None of that. Okay. Hello, Jennifer. You can do, hey Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer. Use their freaking name, okay? Next sentence should be, thank you for accepting my friend request. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for sending a friend request. So you've said hello and addressed their name. The second thing you do is thank them. Thank them for connecting. Thank them for sending a friend request. Thank them for accepting a friend request, however you want to word it. And the third thing should be a question, okay? Hello, Jennifer. Thank you for connecting. How are you today? Or, hello, Jennifer. Thank you for connecting. I see you're in California and it's super sunny out there right now. I just saw blah, blah, blah on the news that they were whatever. What's the temp today? Okay. You can do some scoping out. Do not ask them where they live unless it doesn't reveal it. Usually at the top of the messenger, it'll show where they live. So if you ask them where they live, you can look on their profile. If something's on their profile, don't blatantly ask that. So how are you is usually my first go-to. Typically, sometimes I'll do a little different. And sometimes I may add something. So if you're going to add anything to that little insert, it's only to give them a compliment. Okay? Hello, Jennifer. And you're saying, thank you for connecting. I love your cover page. Did you take that picture in Hawaii? I just complimented them and asked them a question. Okay, those are the only way that you do that. So ask a question and you can give a compliment. But after that, you keep going. Okay, keep talking to them. Keep asking questions. If they say, "Oh, I'm great, thanks," you can say, "Well, that's awesome. I'm so glad you're doing well today. What's the weather like?" Keep the conversation going, okay? This is how you're going to learn something about somebody, is by talking to them. You will hit a point where they're gonna open up. So, of course, I don't know if have y'all ever heard of the form formula? So the sequence stands for family, occupation, recreation, and motive. So start with your family. So I see that you have children. How many children do you have? Or maybe you see that they have 3 children. I see that you have 3 children. How old are they? Are they boys or girls? Are they, ask questions. How long have you been married? Get into a conversation about family. What do you do? Do you do anything besides posh or, Tupperware or whatever they're doing? Or I see that you're a nurse. Do you do anything on the side? Talk to them. Keep asking. Ask questions. What do you do? Where do you work? And what department do you work in? Because I know nursing is spread out. Ask questions. Keep the conversation going. And the entire time you're doing this, what should you be doing? Attitude of servitude. You're listening. Remember, we talked about that in one of our trainings before, about how you listen to people because they like to talk about themselves. Listen to them and gather information. Plugging it in, gathering information. Now, what do you do if the person's not really responsive? We will get into that later. But let it go for now. If they don't respond, fine. If they're very short, fine. Okay, you tried, and we move on to the next person. There's going to be a person that's going to want a chatty Cathy that's going to want to talk. Okay, and we will talk about those that don't really respond much later. Okay, we will come back to that. So when you are, let's see, talking to them and you're asking those questions, you're really trying to figure out what you could do to help them. Okay, I want you today to go back and see if you've added anyone in the last week or anyone's added you, and send those messages. So please do that. The next part is, let's say you haven't messaged someone ever, but yet you've been friends with them for a long time. And so let's say I open up Megan's profile and I go to click the messenger and I'm like, we haven't even messaged, and how long have we been friends? And I'm trying to find something to message them about. Okay, open up that conversation. Go scroll through her profile, comment on a couple things, and find a reason to pull that into an inbox. Maybe she was just asking, where's the best vacation spot? Well, then message her and say, hey, Megan, I just saw your post and I wanted to tell you that this is my favorite vacation spot. Oh my goodness, I just realized we've never chatted. How crazy is that? And then start a conversation, okay? I have occasionally reached out and said, hey, Nicole, I see that we have never chatted. I wanted to connect. How are you today? That's okay too. I mean, it's okay. If you can't find a reason to connect, just do it that way. And I have. If I don't have, maybe there's just not a whole lot there on their profile, and so you don't really know what to say, just say, hey, Jennifer, I noticed we've never chatted. How are you? And I get people who ignore that. And I will tell you what to do with those people too when I get to that section, okay? So if they don't respond, just let it go and move on to the next, okay? And just keep messaging. When you get to the point where you've got conversations going, what do you do to pull into our company and things like that? They're going to ask you. Sometimes people are smart enough to ask questions back. So don't get too anxious about, well, okay, so when do I bring up the company? When do I sell? When do I sell? I need the lashes sold. I need to hit this rank. So when do I tell them about the lashes? Tell me. Don't worry about, chill. Make it natural. Okay, this right here, I guarantee you, is a proven way to keep your business sustainably profitable. what I'm teaching you. Every video I'm giving you this week is going to show you how to sustain a business the proper way. Okay? So we're not, okay? Chill. Do we need them? Yes. Do we want to go after them? Yes. Are we going to push? Yes. But you got to chill. It will happen. Most people, how are you? I'm great. How are you? I'm wonderful. Do you have kids? Yes, I have 3. Do you have kids? Yes, I do. You see, conversation, that's what you're doing. Someone's going to ask, well, what do you do? Well, I'm a nurse by day and a lash slinger at night. Whatever. Talk to them and it opens up the door. If they're interested, they're going to say, what lashes? Tell me about them. I wear lashes all the time. Or they may just be like, oh, that's interesting. That's fine. Let the conversation go. Let it lead where it's going to lead. Okay? Now, next session, I'm going to talk about opening into, being able to open into conversation about the business or about how you could help them. Okay? If things start coming up and you start learning more about that, it's a good way for you to get into that. Let's see. Hold on if there's anything else I wanted to touch on this. Give me just a second. Checking over my notes. I would ask if you have questions, but I can't read the comments, so I'll come back and answer questions in just a little bit. If you are tired of people shutting you down and ignoring you and not taking you seriously, you need to do this, because we have a bad rep. We really do. It's a bad stigma in this industry to be the way we are. If you get stuck on what to say to someone, remember that you're not a robot. Remember that you are a human being and so are they. So talk to them. If you don't know what to talk about, go check out the profile. Find reasons to have conversation. I want you to engage in conversation with these people. So I want you to, number one, realize the 3 takeaways that I want you to take for today is, number one, realize that attitude of servitude is number 1. That's what you have to be focused on. Attitude of servitude. Number 2, I want you to be focused on the fact that you've got to have that mindset to not be salesy and spammy, but more of creating that relationship and looking for ways to help them. What solution can you provide? And the third point I really want you to focus on is to stop telling so much and start asking questions, okay? Even when you answer the question about your kids and things like that, don't make it lengthy, don't make it breathy, don't make it crazy, but be their friend and talk to them. And stop trying to, sell this promise to them or these, just stop with the sales tactics. Use the formula, contact them, talk to them, see what they do. So my challenge to you today is to go back through the last week and see, has anyone sent you a friend request, and have you sent a friend request? I want you to message them. I also want you to go back and find at least 5 people on your timeline that you've never spoken to before and start engaging in conversation. Here's the deal, guys. Even if this does not lead to what do you do, even if this does not lead to, oh, I wear lashes all the time, let me join your company now. Even if it does not lead to that, they're going to pay attention to you. And you're boosted up in the algorithm, so now they're going to see you in their news feed. Your bright and shiny face is right there for them to see. So they're not going to escape you. And in their news feed, they're going to see what you do. They're going to go check out your profile. I guarantee you, when someone messages, you go Facebook stalk them. I mean, let's face it. So if you've done what we've told you with branding and things like that, and your profile looks great, if you don't know about branding or attraction marketing, go look up branding or attraction marketing in the search bar. Look up some videos I've done or some others have done, and you'll learn how to do that. But as long as your profile's cleaned up, they're going to go check you out. They're going to go see, and they're going to start paying attention to you if you're having a conversation with them. It makes sense. Okay, so there's part 1. Tomorrow I will come back with part 2. Part 2 will be a little longer, and part 2 is probably going to be in the evening. Actually, I think tomorrow Nicole has soccer game, so it might be during the day. I'll keep you posted. I'll tell you the next time I go live, though. I won't just hop in like I did this time. All right, guys, y'all have a great day. Go out there and start messaging people. Bye.